So, being a Christian man in 2025 is honestly quite a difficult process, and it's a lot different from how it used to be, because if you think about like the 1920s, I mean, everyone was Christian. So, I mean, talking about being a Christian man was kind of being redundant. It's almost like talking about being a man. It's just, well, I mean, just a man, right? But in this case, being a Christian man is special in a lot of ways, especially one that's actually devout. One that actually follows the commands and actually tries to follow the commands. Not to demean people who don't, but at the same time, I mean, there is something to be said about living your life as much as possible according to the values given. And what you realize is, when Jesus talks about people being persecuted for their faith, it is so true. It just so happens that I'm recording this. I had this video planned before it happened, but we just saw Charlie Kirk get shot. And rest in peace. I made a video about it, and I had a lot of disagreements with Charlie Kirk about Israel and stuff, but that's just a vile thing to have happen. Very sad. I'm recording this about 2 days after it happened. 2 days after it happened. Still a little shaking, to be honest. And especially because I watched the video. I mean, just awful. In front of his children, in front of all those people. In any case, this isn't a video about Charlie Kirk, but he deserves his due diligence, because at the end of the day, you know, he did try and do things that were good. And I believe he was a good man. He was a family man. Okay, he was a father of 2 children. No human, especially one like that, deserves to be taken out like that. But the point is that there is a persecution of Christians going on. And, I mean, some of it's violent, but a lot of it is social. Okay, you go on TikTok, you go on Instagram, you go on all these different platforms that people are conversating on, and the conversations are ones that are explicitly anti-Christian. The ones that talk about how we're so evil because we are pro-life, how we're so evil because we are anti-LGBTQ, etc. And what you see is a lot of Christians, especially the men, capitulating. Some of them moving towards the LGBTQ side and saying, you know what, it's okay. Let's affirm who they are. Or they say, it's none of my business. You know, it's what you do in your free time. This castration makes it so the men that are actually trying to follow the ideals and push the ideals are being made more and more of a minority and being more and more persecuted. And that has been the experience, especially for me, because I'm someone who makes content. So I've had a lot of people come at me in certain ways, and not just, you know, I'm not like, oh, woe is me, oh no, it's so sad. I mean, I don't really care that much, but it's kind of understanding the general principle of what's going on here. You know, being a Christian is not only highly unpopular, it's also highly demonized. Okay? So, this experience has led me to come to a few conclusions. The first thing is that it's not a time for weak faith. Okay? Everywhere you go, there's something degenerate, there's something that's being pushed that's anti-Christian. Okay? If you aren't strong in faith, you will wither away, or you will capitulate when things get hard. And as Jesus said in Mark 8:35, you know, for those who love their life will lose their soul, but those who hate their life and live for the gospel will save their soul. Something like that. And the point is very simple, that these persecutions, these criticisms, this demonization, it's all worldly. Even getting shot, that's worldly. What's more important is your soul. And people aren't focusing on their soul, focusing on the body, like, oh, what will this blue-haired, nose-ring-wearing woman say about me when I say I don't think you should kill babies in the womb? They're thinking about that. They're not thinking about, you know what, this is what God said, and that's right, and I'm going to go for what's right. It's also partially related to Christian men. I just recorded this. Christian men being a little too nice, you know, being a little soy, so on and so forth. But you have to understand, we are in a battle. And I'm not calling for violence. Okay, I'm not at all. Okay. It's a spiritual battle. And this video you could take as a call to take life a bit more seriously. Like, when I recorded a video about Charlie Kirk, like I said, and a part of that video was me talking about how, you know, things are real. Okay, people are getting shot out here. I'm not saying you're going to get shot for posting about pro-life stuff on Instagram. What I am saying is, you are at the very least going to get demonized by the people around you. Even at a Christian youth camp, I remember I said, you know, is homosexuality wrong? And it was kind of like a taboo question to ask. I mean, are you serious? So it's not just, you know, getting shot. It's the whole idea of sticking up for the values. You know, people aren't going to like that. And that's when you have to choose either the world or your faith. So I have to become strong in faith. Strong body. Okay, strong body, strong mind, strong faith. All that's going to lead to you being able to do the right things when the time comes. Alright, it's time to just stop scrolling on TikTok and Instagram all the time. It's time to actually get serious about what's going on in the world and your own life. It doesn't mean, you know, piss off and go be a monk. What it does mean is, look at your life and go like, you know what? Is this really what I want to do for the rest of my life? And if it's not, then start aligning yourself with what you should be doing with the rest of your life. Start a business. Make money. Whatever way you can. That's not immoral. Work out. Become smarter. Learn things. Learn how your mind works. Purify yourself through Jesus. Get closer to God. Learn why you believe what you believe. Convert people to Christianity. Do things that are important. That is some of the lessons I've extracted, not only from the events that happened 2 days ago, 2 days ago from when I'm recording this, but even the whole idea of being a Christian and seeing what's been going on the past few years. Okay? Because if you don't change things, things will be changed for you. It's not going to be good.